Whoa. Welcome in, everybody. Like yeah, we're live. Episode 80 something or other. 88, I do believe, of the Scope Live FPS News, where I'm going to wing it because I've been off the grid for a week. What's up, Blue?
What's up, brother? How was it, by the way? I was waiting till we started the show to ask you about that.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was cool. It's like the first day off of internet. You're kind of like, man, and like I'd pick up my phone to look at it and like, oh, it doesn't work. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, and then by like day 3, I'm just like, yeah, I'm like nice. Noticing the world around me. I'm talking to my family. It's like I'm going outside and hiking. I'm trying not to get eaten by bears. I saw like turkeys, mule deer, elk, a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah. And then I came back and of course like the phone, like what happened while I was gone? And then here we
Yeah,
are.
just a nonstop.
Oh yeah, when you turn that thing back on, it's like, whoa. Like just so much stuff going on. But no, it was cool, man. We yeah, my family has some like huge life decisions to make on that deal. Like if we want to move out there or not, it's huge.
A lot of acres, man.
It's cool. It's like one of a kind land, but we went around to like some of the small towns in the area just to see what it was like. And it's sad because I used to remember going there with my grandparents, and the little towns are just dying, man. Like no small businesses anymore and stuff.
Once the big like money gets out of the town, and a lot of the small businesses starts to leave too.
Yeah, it's sad, but like actually living there and in that area would be, oh man, it'd be so awesome. I'd be able to like manage the area for like get the wildlife back and plant food plots and stuff and trap predators, like all this stuff. Like I have a wildlife biology degree, so do like all the conservation biology stuff I learned in college, like actually be able to apply it on my own property would be like sick. Would be so cool. So it's like it's going to be like a long process with my family. I feel like of discussions, of crunching numbers, of like making the whole pros and cons list, and like deciding like would my son grow up weird, like being that isolated, or like would we be able to find him friends and stuff?
Sure. Especially if he's like the only child, and that's for sure as well too.
I think there's.
You want another one?
I think there's talks about potentially another one. I think the door's not closed.
We want another one. Well, too.
The door's not closed. So yeah, I don't know. It's huge. We'll be talking about it. I might go over it sometime on the Twitch stream. After we play some games on the Twitch stream, I might show folks some pictures if you want to swing by. I took some really cool pictures of the place, and yeah, I'll just talk about it to my community because I just like talking about it because it helps me like kind of understand the situation a little bit more. Because oh man, it was always a dream of mine to live there, and like to be able to maybe do that would be super awesome. But what about that show last week, man? That was fun,
dude. That was fun. The fact that we went overtime and no one cared.
Yeah,
I was all for it.
Yeah, dude. It was awesome.
It was just a really good conversation.
Yeah, we had a really special episode last week. Another like shout out and huge thank you to the Drop Shot Call of Duty podcast guys, to Raz and Tanner. They came on. I was a little bit nervous to have them on. They are professionals at what they do in podcasting. And I never know how it's going to go, like meeting new people. And then it's kind of also awkward, like to meet new people and go live at the same time. So you're like meeting new people in front of other new people. And it's like a weird deal. But man, like, yeah, I feel like we gelled and we had a really good time, man. That was super, super awesome.
It was very natural with people that kind of do it just religiously almost at this point. So it's kind of just yeah, the whole point of like you're meeting the person for the first time, and you have a show, so you in the back of your mind you're like, I want to put on a good show for the rest of the people, keep the topics moving, so that's always going on. And I always say it's always a big mental game. You're out the entire process, because then after, dude, I was baked. I was done. I was like, all right, I gotta go. My wife was calling me, and I was like, it's 9:00. My brain is gone. So.
Yeah, same. But yeah, it was worth it. I feel like I could have just cracked another bottle of bourbon open and talked to those guys forever. Like,
I'm sure no one would have mind. Yeah, but I had things to do the next morning, and I was like, oh yeah. Well, you were that was the day before you left. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we were getting ready for that trip, and so I was like, and you're gonna be like completely off the grid, and I have a new baby, so I have to plan and think of all that stuff and how to fit everything in the pickup and like all that shit. And so like I had to unplug from that, and then it was crazy. But man, I'm glad we pulled it off. I'm glad they came on. Huge thank you to them. Huge thank you to everybody from their community that stopped by. A ton of people, a ton of new folks downloaded the podcast last week, and for that we are eternally grateful. Super cool. Like a ton of people downloaded the audio podcast last week, and I know that's because those guys shouted us out, because they have an awesome, huge community. And you guys respect them. So I hope we can hold up to our end and keep giving you guys weekly FPS news.
The downloads?
Do what?
Do you want to say the number of downloads?
I mean, we can. Why? I don't care. Yeah, there was over 300 downloads on last week's episode, which is huge. Yeah, it's usually like
announcing our retirement.
Yeah, it's usually a fifth of that. Yeah, we're just gonna cash in on our newfound fame, and we're headed to Mexico. So Godspeed, guys. Thank you so much. We're out of here. We're retiring forever. Not in this economy, pal. You make it about 3 hours in this economy.
Yeah. And I'm broke.
And that was fun. But no, I mean, like, yeah, I just can't get over how much fun that was, and I can't.
I was listening to it in the car as well too, just driving, just to see how it sounds in a car ride, and it was such a great conversation. I caught myself just sitting there listening to us talk, and I was like, if I'm getting caught up in a conversation, I can only imagine someone who hasn't heard it ever.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was good. So again, massive shout out to them, and if you guys aren't new, I hope we can kind of try to do our best to hold up to their standards that you expect from their community. And instead of just Call of Duty, as you guys probably heard, we talk about kind of all FPS news. And you probably heard my origin story in that podcast as well, that I got a little bit burned on sticking to one game, as did Blue. And so
I just tagged along.
Well, I just mean we have similar stories, me with Battlefield 2042 and you with World War III. Like we grew our communities on a game that like didn't exactly work out. So we do this podcast where we can talk about kind of whatever in the FPS world. Cause I feel like there's more people like us that I kind of feel like with FPS games, it's really hard to dial it in on one, but there's talking
a lot of people in limbo.
Yeah. It's really hard. But even just as a player, like it's hard to just focus on one game. But I feel like Call of Duty is one of those games where you can, because Blue and I were talking about it, like how we were kind of jealous of them because they always, like, COD's always doing something, at least. Like you have weekly updates and patch notes and stuff to talk about. So yeah, super cool. What's I guess we'll get into like how we usually run these episodes. The first thing I do is thank everybody. The second thing I do is tell everybody to chat on screen, find us on YouTube. And if you are interested in an audio only experience, the link to Red Circle is down below, where you can click on the RSS feed and then subsequently the platform of your choice. And then we talk about
anywhere
video games. Blue, what have you been playing?
Well, I finally tried out Starfield for just like 3 hours. Nothing really too crazy. I will say, if you liked Fallout, you'll like this game. What's killing me is the FPS lock.
What do you mean lock, or just performance? Or are you talking?
Or is it lock or is it performance? Because I'm confused at this point.
Are you talking like your number of frames or FOV?
Is it 60 FPS on PC and that's what it's locked to, or
no,
can it go higher on PC?
You can go higher.
Then it's just optimization for me, because there's certain moments where I'm like, game's running great. I'm seeing, ships landing, seeing the city, and then I go to what's the New Atlantis?
Yeah,
I think, right? And I'm seeing NPCs glitching to the ground. I'm seeing what was it? I see the FPS drop, and I'm just like, my PC should handle this. This is a single player game. Like, I can handle Star Citizen at higher frame rate than I could Starfield in certain moments.
The other Star game.
That's a big issue for me. Another issue is that I'm noticing that the mods that are coming out for the game currently are things.
Whoa,
it's like take Skyrim for example, not a Bethesda, project. Definitely older, but at the same time, the mods added to the overall experience didn't have to fix certain things. Yes, there are some mods that definitely helped out with some quality of life stuff, but still, we're good.
Yeah, my OBS disconnected and then reconnected, so hopefully it's.
Hey, are we still live? Did they hear any of that?
Yeah, we're live. Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anyways,
it was Todd Howard.
So that was Todd. Yeah, he got upset that I was talking crap about Starfield. I will say again, I'm loving it. Currently, I need to get a little bit more time into the shipbuilding. I've seen a lot of really cool stuff coming out of that, especially like the mods that expand shipbuilding. So where people were making like the Titanic,
yeah,
in space, or like the Halo Pelican, or what was it, like a Star Wars Naboo starfighter and stuff like that. I think that was so cool to see. So The ship, but and then another thing I had issues with is all the damn cutscenes, and
Yeah.
not cutscenes, but the fades
Loading.
of black. I mean, yeah, the loading screens, man. I'm like sitting here trying to be immersed into the game. I'm looking up at the ladder to enter my ship, black screen. Okay, all right, I get it. It's a different zone, I guess, the game you're in. Going to the seat. Okay, there's a little animation of me actually going and sitting onto the chair, moving some screens around, which is the same animation pretty much every single time. I feel like it's regardless of what size ship you have either as well too. Right? I feel like no matter what size, it's always the same like animation. The guy sits down, moves. It's just it's kind of repetitive. It's
Yeah.
very picky at this point. And then jumping into space, taking off, cool, little cutscene, fade to black. All of a sudden, you're just looking at the planet, and then you choose your location where you want to go. Another cutscene after that, landing, another cutscene. It's just there's a lot of black screen loading screens that when I go and I think about Star Citizen, and people will roast me. I don't care. I think the ability to be even more immersed into going into your ship, walking up, opening up a ramp, walking onto your ship, climbing up the ladder or an elevator or something like that, actually turning on your engines, turning on, the ship itself, calling um flight to, open up the hangars and stuff like that. I think a lot of those things um make it more of a space immersion simulator. This is more of just Fallout in space, which again isn't a bad thing. I came in not expecting much and I didn't see much to really make me want to keep coming back to it. But we'll see. Um Again, I've only gotten a few hours into it. I think I need maybe some mods to help me out, but that's kind of just my initial impressions. So we'll see when I get more into it, which I will.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a kind of an interesting case study and maybe a microcosm of what I say is always going on in the FPS community, where like when you first play FPS games, they're all amazing until you kind of start to see the flaws in them and stuff. For me, Starfield is really cool because it's the first single player game, the first like RPG game I've made myself play. Like I'm like, you're gonna try to get into this and see and give myself a chance. And I did get hooked in it. I beat the main storyline, so now I'm ready to like explore and
Side quest
do
and yeah.
side quests and
So, and
stuff. And
that's the
like,
thing too. I've heard that like once you get away from the side or the main storyline and to like the side quest planets, you start to see the game for what it truly is. I
I feel
haven't been to that route yet. So it's like they make all the main campaigns or the storyline planets and locations full of life and detail and stuff like that. And then when you go explore for your own, kind of just lackluster almost. So I will say too, I did turn off my crosshair. I turned off a lot of the HUD elements to just focus on like this. I heard the shooting wasn't great either, so I wanted to see from like shooting from an iron sight perspective on the weapons themselves. It wasn't bad. I
yeah.
mean, it's
Seem
not it's not it's not a FPS game first, an
right,
RPG game first with
right.
some FPS elements in it. And I then of course choosing like creating I always love creating characters. I always like having like just a little backstory in my head when I'm making my character, all the traits, all the things that you can level up and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. I like the one that's like you start off with a house, but you owe money on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was like,
It's like
yeah,
you're getting screwed from the start.
too
I was just like,
real,
that's
too
kind of
real.
you got a mortgage to pay. Like,
Yeah,
no, I don't
no,
want to start with that.
yeah, no, that's yeah, that was cool. And I'm of the same camp with the performance. I don't understand, and this is true with FPS games, how games don't really look that much better. I think since around 2015 or 2016, games have all kind of looked the same, but we're getting faster and faster GPUs and better consoles, and still like
You know
worse
what?
performance. I don't get it because they don't look that
Because
much better.
it's because I think, and I was complaining about this too. They're still, I mean, they're using an updated version of the creation engine. So they're using the creation engine too. But that's all it is. It's just an updated version of your old engine instead of switching to a newer, more optimized engine. I could see this being a lot better maybe with what's the word? Unreal Engine, possibly,
Yeah,
perhaps.
maybe.
But That's Bethesda. They won't use that. You know, that's where I feel like even games like Battlefield suffer from, is that they want to stick to their engines when in reality there's just so much that needs to get fixed. They should just start from scratch or use a new one. So
I agree. That must be what it is, and I guess there's just priorities in other places and stuff. But it's kind of floored me. Like even the difference between. So even if I go back, and I think almost everyone would say this if we're just speaking in the realm of like even Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 look like essentially the same. But I still don't get as good frames, like way less frames in the new one, and it might even look not as clean. And I don't get it. Same, and a big example of this, of course, is Battlefield.
I think Modern Warfare 2019 looks better.
Yeah, I would say that. And then I think for like looks to performance, whatever version of the Frostbite that the engine they used in Battlefield 5 is like the pinnacle. That game looks amazing, and I get awesome frames on it. And then Battlefield 2042 looks worse and runs worse, and I don't get it. And it happens with Starfield essentially too, and somewhat with Cyberpunk. And like, I guess Cyberpunk looks really cool and was also really ambitious, but I don't know. I feel like optimization gets thrown out the window
with their if you're talking about that real quick, their Phantom of Liberty, I think is the new thing that came out with Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but I recently got back. Not got back into it, but I recently got into it. Like I just ended up buying it when it was on sale. When they announced Phantom Liberty, and I think it's a great game, but how long it took for it to become a decent game after its initial launch and release, and I'm fixing so many things, and there's still some issues that I'm running into, but I'm able to at least play the game, I think, as the original way intended. So, but again, that was a game that was announced back in 2013. So
yeah, that one took a really long time. But as far as Starfield, I'm excited to get more into it. I really can't say too much other than I watched a what is it, like a video from Veritas, who's traditionally a Tarkov streamer and content creator, did some Diablo 4 videos as well, and he kind of pointed out a lot of the flaws with like how the NPCs are kind of dumb compared to a lot of other games and some other details. And I was like, and how the story was kind of weird and had some holes in it in the writing, and it was like, yeah, if you nitpick it, you can. But it was something that, as someone who doesn't play single players, after probably 5 or 6 hours, I kind of got hooked into. Like, I actually got immersed into it and got a little bit invested into it. So I'm excited now. I beat the story before I went off the grid, so now I'm excited to get back in there.
When you went ham,
I did. I just almost speed ran the mainline quest just to get through it, and then to be, because I wanted to be like a ultra leveled up badass and then walk around and just dominate people in the side missions was like my goal. So
before we get into the next topic, and I told you I had a surprise for you.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
Figured this would be a nice return. No. Decided to go get a very first cowboy hat.
Oh my. Are we doing this, or can you wear it with your headset though?
I could try. I mean, it's recently set. No, I can't. No, I don't have earphones, headphones. I could probably maybe like wear it like this, and then there you go. And I do like a tactical cowboy hat. No, I could do this.
That is sweet.
Got it. Yeah. It's from a company called Rowdy Cowboy. Lifetime warranty on this. Nice little summer black straw hat.
Oh man. Can I read?
I think black works well for me. I tried on a lighter color. It depends on what I'm wearing, it feels like.
Yeah, boy.
Now I'm learning like cowboy hat etiquette,
Yeah.
Like making sure. I mean, when you put it down on your crown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to mess up the bend on this bad boy.
That or apparently it's like, don't let the luck pour out.
Right. But also,
little superstitions.
I mean, look at this thing. I mean,
that is nice. That is very
crispy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is very.
She's
yours is definitely wider, but I think it fits your profile a lot better.
Dude, I have a massive head. Yeah,
You
I
got a
have
big head.
I have a
I didn't
massive
want to
head.
say that, but you got a big ass head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's a
people are like,
profile, trying to make you feel better.
I feel like people are like, Crash, that's a huge cowboy hat. It's kind of silly. And I'm like, you know what's really silly? If I wear like a normally smaller cowboy hat, I look like Woody
It would
from
look
Toy
like a
Story,
little,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
look like a little kid cowboy hat.
no, I gotta have a big. Yeah, and my poor son got it too. When we go to the doctor and he gets his head measured, his head size is completely off the growth
My
chart.
son, so they were like, oh, he's in the 99% percentile. I was like, oh, that's a good thing. They're like, no, that's big.
Yeah,
I was
my
like, damn it, he got my head.
on like 4 months, he was at like the 99th percentile, and then the 6th month, his dot was like off the growth chart. So it was like, damn. Sorry, man.
But yeah, first one out of many. Definitely want to get like a nice felt one after. So
oh, that's sweet, man. I went to there's a famous hat shop here in town in Kansas, and I went in and picked it out, and the guy's like, you got a big head, I would recommend this one. And he bent it for me and like what he thought looked good, and I was like,
nice.
When I hop on, sorry to the podcast listeners that can't see this freaking piece of artwork here.
We'll post it on the Twitters and the Instagrams, and
yeah, I think it looks cool if I get like, I look kind of mean like this, you know what I mean? Like get it down just a little bit.
I will say it's very useful.
Yeah, it's practical.
Especially because I have glasses as well too, so I don't really get to wear sunglasses like ever. So it really does keep the sun out of my eyes, especially here in sunny Florida where it's burning. So, and I thought the black would be too hot, but it's actually, again, with the straw summer hat, it's not bad. It's not bad. So yeah, that was a little surprise. I was like, oh, he's gonna
That's
love
sweet,
this.
dude. I'm proud of you. Now we gotta now you gotta come visit me and ride the horses that we got. You get on the plug. That's what my wife gets so mad when I call our horses plugs. I don't know why it makes me mad.
Plug.
Hop on the old plug and head to town, and then she gets mad. They're not plugs. So I was like, all right.
Now I'm looking at it, dude. I'm going all out there. I'm like, I started looking at like cowboy boots too, and I was like, damn, they look actually like, because there's I just realized, and we're kind of going off the script here, but there's people that wear cowboy boots just to wear them as a fashion statement, but then there's also shoes that are basically just shorter cowboy boots that everyone wears.
Yeah. I also have some
all about the chaff, I think is what it's called, right?
I have some moccasins that are like that are like Western wear moccasins, but they have rubber bottoms. But I wear them riding horses sometimes too. They're really nice. I was
like, dude, it look kind of nice, kind of fresh.
It's not bad. I should wear this thing on stream way more often than I do.
You should. I need to get earplugs of some sort.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love IEMs, but being able to wear a cowboy hat on stream did factor in to my decision to get in-ear monitors. I did think I was like, man, these sound really good for the price. At the same time, I can wear a cowboy hat while I'm playing video games.
Are they good for gaming though? I mean, I would assume so because you game with them all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're way better than, in my opinion, for FPS games. I can hear so much more. They're so good.
Okay.
Huge IEM fan.
Huge. Yeah, that was a surprise, and
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm excited. I will give you an air horn. BlueTheRobot is now a cowboy, and you can't say cow. You have to say cowboy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I might bring that back out for the quick shots. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, you know what? I'll do it as well too.
I don't want to distract everyone because it looks that good. No, man, I'm excited. That's hype. I'm no longer the only cowboy. Should we talk about video games? I don't know. You want to?
I was having fun, but now we're going into the worst game ever. I'm just kidding. It's not the worst game ever.
Call of Duty,
but a game. A game.
Call of Duty is a game ever. It's one of the games of all time.
Most games.
It's one of the games of all time. So you got to give it that.
I love that meme so much.
Yeah. What's really cool is to say that to old people, and a lot of times, and I'm making fun of. I can say that because I'm old. It's really funny because a lot of times they don't catch it right off the bat. They got to think about it.
They think that you said the worst part very quietly.
Yeah. It's one of the games of all time. So let's talk a little bit about this action. So there was an Intel drop These happened before Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, and I was a huge fan of these intel drops. We talked about it. It's kind of giving me a little bit of a sentimental feeling about this new show or podcast, because like we kind of started this podcast covering, I mean, at that time we were getting it started, we were talking about Modern Warfare 2, and I love these intel drops. They did it with some of the motion capture stuff last year. They did it with some of the audio, how they recorded it, some of the music composition, is just some of the things behind the scenes. But they dropped a really juicy one this time, showing their remastering process for the maps. As we've talked about, if you guys are following along, playing along at home, all the maps coming in the next Call of Duty are going to be remastered from Modern Warfare Alphanumeric 2. And they showed them, and I think they look really good. And if you guys listened to last week, again, if you didn't and are interested in Call of Duty, last week's episode was fucking awesome. I'm just saying, like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it was pretty good with the Drop Shot boys. We had a lot of questions and some about the maps, and some of them were answered here. There are new places to mantle that you couldn't get to before. Tanner and Raz were talking back and forth about that just a little bit. There are places, new places you can get to on some of these old maps with mantling. They took that into account. They did do some retexturing, and I think the graphics on them look really clean and nice.
It looks really good.
We'll see how they run. Yeah. So I guess it's starting to win me over that I'm okay with them being really lazy, money grab, and remastering all the maps. Raz kind of changed me on that just a little bit.
Don't pre-order it though.
Don't pre-order it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pre-order, but don't do it. I'm probably gonna have to play. To stream it and play it and stuff.
Not as I do.
Yeah, just
that's that it is a little bit different for content creators to pre-order, but at the same time, I'm still not doing it.
Let's put it like this. I'll pre-order it and get in the beta early, and then you guys can come watch my stream and I'll tell you if it's good or not. So you don't have to. I'm saving you guys. I'm doing a service, okay, to you guys. Exactly. So you're welcome. But along other notes, I really want to see gunplay, and they didn't really see that with all the HUD and stuff. We didn't get to see that. We saw a little bit of gunplay, like we talked about last week. The thing that is going to essentially make or break this game for me is the visual recoil, because it sucks ass in Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. Just how bouncy the screen is, the smoke, the muzzle flash, the jump. You can't track players being a mouse and keyboard player. We talked about that. So that I'm really itching to see that. But as far as maps go, I think these look really good, and I haven't experienced those Modern Warfare 2 maps, so it's going to be, in my little microcosm, notwithstanding this is essentially a little bit of a money grab, I'll be happy with 16 maps. And then they did say, Blue, I'm not done, just wait, there's more. Charlie Intel also said that they confirmed there's going to be 3 new maps in season 1 and 3 new maps in season 2, so 6 new maps already off the rip. And they confirmed there was at least going to be 12, at minimum 12 new maps within the year.
So it's going to be 16 old maps coming back first, right?
Yeah, at launch will be the 16 remastered maps, and then, if I remember right, the new ones are original.
And then plus another 3 after season 2, which is, how was it, like every month there's a new season?
It's a little longer than that. It's like
every 3 months, right? Every 3 months, something like that.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like extrapolate it out. We're getting ready for season 6 of this game. So it's a little sooner than that. Like,
yeah, every 2.5. If
anything. Yeah, something like that. It's a little sooner than 3.
So, I mean, if you combine the map totals, that's not bad as it comes to content. And to be honest, again, what we talked about the last time is that it's been so long that since we've played, or most Call of Duty players have played the OG Modern Warfare 2, that they could barely remember some of the names of these maps, let alone some of the layouts. So, and I think the graphics back then are way different than they are now. So it is definitely a big upgrade for sure.
Yeah. And Raz was saying, like, you're going to have fun on them. They're good maps. So whatever.
I'm curious to see if you Call of Duty players are going to enjoy, I would say, like the OG layout.
Yeah. I thought that was a little bit glossed over when I brought it up. I still think there's going to be like a little bit. I don't want to say sticker shock, but I think there's going to be like a little bit of a hard learning curve or a realization that these aren't like the 3-lane small arena maps that you're used to.
Exactly.
They're a little bit bigger. There's a lot more corners. There's a lot more windows. There's a lot more little spots,
Angles.
and angles and stuff to look out for. It's not just a straight up 3-lane
And like
map.
highs and lows too. And
Yeah.
now it's going to be even more because of all the vaulting and the ledge climbing and stuff like that. So especially looking at favela, oh my god, I can only imagine fighting on the rooftops in Brazil there with, you know, climbing on roofs and stuff like that. I'm very curious how that's going to be.
Yeah. I'm trying not to, but I'm getting excited for search in this game because
It's going to be good.
I feel like complicated and larger maps like this lead to a lot of variety in how you can play search, where you can play angles of attack, rotates, power positions. Yeah. So unfortunately, sorry, I'm a little excited.
Yeah, because you're not going to run into the same issue that you always run into S&D, where it's just holding the same angle every single round, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a little bit of variety. I would love to see dynamic bomb sites, like from round to round, the sites being in different places.
That would be cool.
Be pretty cool. But I hope this runs well. The maps look serviceable to me. There's going to be a lot of them compared to other launches. You know, being an old school map amount will be cool. And it's just going to come down. Man, they got to get that recoil fixed. They got to get that visual recoil fixed because it makes it shitty.
Yeah. What was that guy that they recommended? I followed him on Twitter.
It's like
was breaking it down.
Heck rate,
like, yeah, something like that. But when I was watching his tweets and his videos like that, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I should start recording some of those clips that I see, some of the kill cams in search. They're crazy because you get to see them, like, because like kill matters so much and stuff, and you see some of that aim assist stuff is just wild. So hopefully we
Smith, that's his name.
Smith. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyways, not too much. It's like a lot because we get a visual look at the map, but we didn't get a lot of information. Again, I'll talk to Blue. I guess I can mention it to you now. Last year, after Call of Duty Next, we went live with a special Call of Duty Next episode, like almost right after, to like react to it. And we'll talk about it. We might do that again this year. People seem to really like it last year. So Call of Duty Next is where they're going to go over everything. They're going to do zombies. I'm assuming what's going to happen in DMZ. You'll see Warzone stuff and multiplayer, like everything that's coming with the next title. So that might be something we do. I think I would like to.
I did see too, because of the little zombie images coming out, about the whole, like, there's people breaking down of the one photograph that showcases like an overview of a map, and people are saying that's the new Warzone map right there. And while it might not be the case, and if it is, I think it's just like a small little portion of it because of the way they're running zombies now. With, you know, people are going to be able to see the Warzone map first. So it's, you know, people were just, you know, I'm just watching people argue in Twitter. That's it. That's not it. You know, and then of course all the little characters in the side. You know, I love zombie lore. I always thought that was always just fun to kind of. I don't really play it. It was just fun to kind of just tag along and see Easter eggs and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see which character will be coming back, perhaps, and then most likely will become an operator in multiplayer and packs and like that. So
yeah, for $40.
You know? But if that is the case, if that is our first look at the battle royale map, there's already like a small river that runs along the side of it, so there's gonna be some water play, maybe some boats, who knows. It looks like some pretty urban areas, big church or something, some hills. So we'll see what the map looks like eventually.
Yeah, I like to see not a ton of dead space. And in battle royale, it's good to have like cover to move, so you can move for the circle and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like to see that. It wouldn't surprise me if that was a little piece of the new old. Like, it's not old, but it's like the setting is, in my opinion, because of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. But that is what's up. But yeah, we'll get. I'm sure they'll drop more little tiny intel things with that. But yeah, Call of Duty next is going to be where you get just all the info dump and then move right into the beta. Other than that, yeah, I think that's really all the new stuff. I'm just looking at things, and then another like a little Call of Duty news. Caldera will shut down September 21st, so there's only like 3 days of Warzone 1 left, and they're completely shutting it off, which is kind of wild.
Yeah. I will say who's the first person you're gonna, because you never got to say 1v1 me on Rust back in the day, huh?
They did have it it did come in 2019, and there was gunfight on there.
That's true.
Yeah, it was there. So,
but now you can say it again. So
I will say it again, and I will 1v1 somebody on Rust. I don't even care. So,
man,
are you? I'll do it. You want to 1v1 me, Blue?
I'll do it. I think we can have a little 1v session.
Okay.
You choose the weapons.
Oh, I'll do it.
Stick with, and then I'll use controller so you don't know.
What? Not okay.
Not okay.
Anyways. All right. Next thing. Are you ready to talk about Unity and how it imploded and made everybody mad and it spiraled into death threats and craziness? Oh. It's crazy.
And then they try to fix it.
They tried and no one knows what's going on. Isn't Unity publicly traded? Like, I wonder what that stock is doing. I just thought of that. I didn't even think of like what the stock is doing for Unity.
Let's see. I'm actually kind of curious on that. It is a public company. It
went public website
in September of 2020. It is. I'm curious how much it went down.
Engadget, fix your website, man. Give us a dark mode.
It's actually not. It hasn't moved. I mean, it's gone down like 7%, but that's not a big dip. It's going down a little bit though. We'll see.
This website's a flashbang, dude.
It is. Yeah, there's a lot of websites that don't have dark mode. I'm very upset.
Cool. So yeah, essentially to give you guys a rundown, last week Unity dropped a bomb on developers with a new runtime fee on its game engine. That would be the developers would be charged each time a title is installed. Summed up by one developer as an abysmally catastrophic decision. Now the company appears to be backtracking, promising changes to the policy that will be revealed shortly. So basically what they said is Unity dropped this entirely new pay system on how developers will pay to use the engine. And it sucked because you can obviously see how it would be much more expensive for developers and also how it could be spammed. Unity is like you hear about Unreal Engine and other things like that. This is what the game is built on, the framework of where they build the game. And I mean, you think about that. If somebody's mad at a game developer, you think like review bombing is bad. What if people just uninstalled and reinstalled the game to make the developers lose money when they got mad at a developer?
Seriously.
Like, did they even think about this at all? Like, it's so stupid and so terrible. I'm trying to think of some of the big games that run on Unity. The biggest one to me that I know of is Tarkov. I'm not sure about some of the others. Vostok.
The one I was gonna say that was Road to Vostok, and now he put out his little message saying that, you know, for now he's gonna keep working with Unity because he's already done so much of it, right, but does plan to look at switching eventually to Unreal Engine, which then was commented under by the guys making Beautiful Light, which by the way, their trailer that came out looked freaking amazing. They said that, hey, if you need any help switching over, reach out to us, which I think is just so cool to see a lot of the smaller devs coming together and like uniting over, funny enough, a game engine called Unity. So
jeez.
Yeah. And then they did the whole apology tweet, which made it worse because they didn't say, hey, we're sorry. We're not going to, you know, put this into our policy. All they said is that they're basically going to share an update.
Yeah, they haven't said what they're going to do.
Exactly, which means it's probably still going to be there, just in a different form. Or maybe they might address the issue of like what you said of like, instead of review bombing, they'll do the whole, you know, maybe after one install, that's it, or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, so I mean, because it said up to 20 cents, but that's like a generalization of the pricing. Imagine games like Tarkov that are huge, how much that would be, knowing Unity could try to squeeze as much money out of that game just for some extra profit.
And yeah, just some like background from that story. We're looking at an article from Engadget. They said that Unity's kind of been on the ropes anyway and had a bunch of layoffs since the privacy updates to Apple knocked out a bunch of their revenue, so they're reeling and trying to figure stuff out. I just think Unreal just unveiled 5.3, which has some crazy new ways to create incredibly looking terrain. With some of the same things they've done with character models are now applicable to terrain, and it makes some of the worlds and stuff you can make in Unreal crazy. It's like Unreal continues, like it's potentially going to get to a point where it might monopolize stuff. I feel like Unreal is the way to go. Also, in contrast to what Unity is doing, Unreal also, they don't charge until you make so much money. I don't remember if it's $1 million or 1 million downloads. It's something like that. I think it's like
downloads.
I think it's like after 1 million downloads, after the developers have made their money, then you pay like the royalty fee to Unreal Engine. So like their price point and everything and their tools seem to be a lot more approachable. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have even said that. I don't know why. I take it back. Don't at me on X. But they're from an outsider looking in that knows nothing about development, that pricing structure seems much more fair on the Unreal side.
It's gonna land, but it's, and if they don't, it's even if you're not into development, it's gonna land as a player. It's gonna land on you. Somehow, some way, you know. So you're gonna people are already complaining about paying $69.99, $70 for a brand new game. Imagine now having to pay extra because the developer has to make ends meet as well too.
Yeah, if you think the developers and publishers are just going to eat that cost, you're silly. They're going to pass it down to us, the players. So like whatever they have to charge. So what smart developers would do, right, is like whatever this install fee is and the average amount of times people uninstall and reinstall games, they're going to do that math, and then they're going to increase the price of their game by that much, and then it's probably on Steam. So you have that Steam fee as well on top of that, what they would take, and they're going to recoup their costs that way, and it's going to result in expensive games. Wolverine comes through. Only kicks when your title earns over $1 million. So it is $1 million and not downloads. Thank you for clarifying that. Chat with the win again. Appreciate that, Wolverine. I couldn't remember if it was $1 million dollars or $1 million, but after $1 million, then the royalty kicks in for Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal Engine's been making it even easier for first-time developers to get into the process of developing games. And I mean, I know a buddy of mine that swears Unity's better than Unreal Engine, but I'm curious to see what his opinion would be on this as well.
Yeah,
he's been using it forever.
I would love to hear what Auntie thought of it too.
Oh my god! And I forgot. There's a lot of game game development, like universities and stuff like that. A lot of them start off using Unity as like the introduction to game development as well too. So that's not just going to affect just gaming, but like, I mean, all around as a business. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what they're going to say with the whole, apology after and stuff like that. But yeah, I wish there was a downvote option on Twitter. I would be curious to see how much that would get, or if they put it on Reddit,
I think it would be, let's just go with the nice round number of a lot.
Well, let's see this. It's got I'm looking at the tweet right now. It's got 9.9 million views. Insane number, and it's only got 20,000 likes. So well, nobody
has said this is cool, this is great. Like it's just bad all the way around. Like literally no one is saying that this is good. So
exactly, just get rid of it completely. Forget about that you ever said that in general.
Yeah, I hope they get stuff sorted out too, though, because that's a lot of people's jobs. There's a lot of developers who are trained in that, and I'm sure it's not easy. Like if you were trained and if you're used to working in Unity and that goes under, like you're gonna have to completely change how you do your job. Super big games like Tarkov and Rust and some of the things that we talked about, Fall Guys, and those things. I can't believe did Blackout like gave a list of all the cool ones. Tarkov, Vostok, Fall Guys, Rust, and COD Mobile are all on Unity. Like all those games are gonna have to figure something out. All those it just would affect so many other people. So
Dude.
Unity, get your shit together, and maybe use your brains.
I've uninstalled and installed Rust so many times. I can only imagine how much that would cost me.
You would have broken them. A new news story: BlueTheRobot is the reason that
Banks.
Rust has gone forever bankrupt because he is
Bankrupt face punch.
Yeah, he did it so many times. But no, there's a whole question and topic about like Corey brought up in chat talking about like when will we see the true full splendor of Unreal Engine 5? Because like you see, I know where he's going with that comment. You see like 5.3 and the stuff that they showed when they revealed it looks insane.
Yeah.
But then when you get a game, they still look the same. I think it has a lot to do with optimization with people using like same assets and stuff. And also I think the old gen consoles are still hanging around, like holding people back.
That's the thing. I know I think I saw something actually recently about that when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 as well. I think they're only looking at next gen consoles, not past gen as well.
No, it's gonna be past gen.
Is it past gen too? Okay, never mind. I thought they said something earlier, or maybe it was a different game I'm thinking about. But regardless, yeah, there's a lot of games that come out quote unquote in Unreal Engine 5, and they look like nothing like the tech demos ever. I mean, the tech demos are always way better than the actual product.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm ready for us to move on from PS4s and Xbox Ones. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Please.
Yeah.
Because as someone like with a PC, it's like I want to see some shit. You know what I mean? And even like the people who have spent money and finally found PS5s and Xbox Series X's and stuff like that are still, I don't feel like are still getting to use like the full effect of them because they're still getting held back by
Exactly.
old hardware. And then I don't know why I call this a news podcast because half the time I'm talking out of my ass, but I am a good journalist and I will tell you when I'm talking out of my ass. And this is one of those times. I feel like this is the longest. I feel like this is the longest time like the old gen console has hung around. I mean, PS6 is going to come out before they totally kill off PS4s. I feel like at this point,
I'm still waiting for the Xbox 720.
They're hanging around forever. Yeah. Oh, you're going to be excited.
Spherical Xbox.
When you play Modern Warfare Roman numeral 95 and then Black Ops 64 on your PlayStation 82 or what, I don't know. It seems like they're hanging around forever. Okay. So as our resident indie games expert, are you ready to dive into Dead Matter? Epic launch.
I don't wanna.
we don't have to talk about it too long.
At least that one's not on Unity, you know,
dude,
right? That's
what is it on? Is it Unreal 3?
Unreal Engine 4.
4, huh?
It feels like it should be 3, but it's no, it's on Unreal Engine 4.
This is just a freaking scam, man.
It all for the low price of $35.99. It's currently on sale, which is hilarious, for 10%.
That's crazy. I'm gonna rip Big Fry's video so he can sue me, I guess. That's fine. Cause yeah, his video was really funny. If you guys want like a really good detailed example of it, friend of the program, Blackout did like a really good like a documentary style breakdown of the history of the game and where it went. If this is like the first time you're hearing about this, definitely check out Blackout's stuff. You can search Sir Blackout on YouTube and find his channel. Dude, you're familiar with the history of the game a little bit, right? To give like a super rundown.
Yeah, that's
like
kind of
quick rundown.
like where I not found Big Fry, but I got reintroduced to him was during the initial days of Dead Matter. So I've definitely been with that for a while. But yeah, no, it was very shocking to say the least, but also not surprising. Especially when I believe when some of the team from Dead Matter went and made their own Dead game that also started with Dead as well too. I forgot the name of it. It was like a really early test. game, which feels just like Dead Matter, but I forgot the name of it. Oh no. I literally still have it in my Steam library. But
Nice.
regardless, yeah, no, it's sad. It's sad, especially for the
So
price it's going out for.
yeah, so they made a Rockhound Black said Vane. Um so
Vain, yeah.
they made a shitload of money on Indiegogo. They made a shitload of money on Kickstarter. Like over $1 million potentially on each one. And then this game comes out like this for $35. Essentially what this is, guys, in a complete nutshell and like no bullshit about it. This is a cash in the chips money grab and ride off into the sunset. So they took this game completely broken. From what I've heard of people who've played both, it's even worse than the closed alpha build. I don't know how a game gets worse from a alpha to a release. I'm sure it's obviously doable. But just bugs like textures loading in, the game freezing, the game crashing. The zombies look like, I'm not even talking about PlayStation 1. I'm talking about like Super Nintendo, like N64, like GoldenEye bad guys is what the zombies look like. Like they don't move.
Polygon faces and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just get a toilet paper commercial. I have a bidet. I don't need your toilet paper bullshit propaganda, YouTube. I don't need it. And then the like Big Frat tried to drive a vehicle and the camera was so low you couldn't see over the dash. It was like he said you were like a 6-year-old.
Or then it went up too much and it was hitting the
and then
roof.
It clipped through the roof and like so the driving like didn't even work. And man, it's sad. But you guys need to 100% know it's also 140 gigs to download. And it's a completely broken mess. It's a cash grab. And we're basically talking about it to tell everyone to steer clear of this thing. And if you want to see some crazy stuff, check out Blackout's and Big Fry's videos. Big Fry video is really funny. And Blackout's video is super, super informative on everything that went down with it. But it's sad to see something that got people so excited and the crowdfunding started. And I just feel bad for all the people who spent those millions of dollars for nothing and they're going to cash out on it. And the dev has even been saying stuff in his Discord about how they're proud of it. They're proud of the build that they have out now. They really like where the game is. And
how do you say that? Like, God, like, in what world are you proud of this horrendous product that you put out? Like, there's just dumbasses in the world.
It is, and it's a scummy, shitty money grab. Scummy. It's really scummy because you can tell exactly what this is. You know, rather than saying I'm sorry, it's never going to come out or something like that, they completely put this up because there was so much hype about it back in the day that people are going to be curious. They know they're not going to sell that many because it's a broken piece of shit. So they put the price tag exorbitantly high so they can just make it some more money and ride off into the sunset. Take another little hit. They already made a couple million off of crowdfunding, and now they're going to hit it with another little cash grab on the way out the door with the Steam release. And it's just really shitty. And I'm sad. Two things. I'm sad that nothing's going to happen to them, probably. Like, they're not going to get sued. Like, there's nothing going to happen. No,
because they're under their early access banner.
Yeah, so it's early access, so you lose your money at your own risk. It really sucks. And then the other thing is, it gives other developers who actually do use and need early access a bad name, because these are the exact kind of things that make a lot of us groan and be upset when we hear early access. A lot of us, because of shit like this, when we hear early access, we're out on it. And this is why. Dumb. Makes me mad.
Yep. Screw, what was it? QL Games? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't support them. Really don't. I'm begging you to not to. Yeah,
so if you guys hear any ads or see anything about Dead Matter, this is your PSA from your friends over at the Scope FPS News Show. Steer clear. Do not buy. Save your money. And watch a Big Fry's video for some entertainment. Because it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. if you get past the sadness of the IRL situation, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. I guess it was a pretty short topic, but
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Just that was more just a again PSA for the community.
Yeah, to make you guys aware of it, because I know if you're checked out for a while, I remember I watched Big Fred's channel a lot too. Back in the early access days of Dead Matter when it was going through crowdfunding, and like they put out some sick trailers and stuff, and it's like something to get excited about.
Worse over the years, which is crazy.
Yeah. But
you had more time.
I just wanted to talk about it to let you guys know, because that might have been your last hearing of it. And then you hear about it now. You're like, oh, okay, I can buy it now. Well, don't. Just so you know. The next thing I want to talk about, please don't hate me for this being clickbait, but I do want to talk about the possibility of Titanfall 3. And I know people are going to get mad and potentially call it clickbait, and that's fair. You can do what you want. But I'm holding out, dude. I'm like a Titanfall 3 truther. I think it's going to eventually happen.
Dude, I'm a huge Titanfall fan.
Let me how do I frame this so you guys don't hate me forever for wasting your time? I'm not going to waste your time.
Well, I will say there is a major want for another Titanfall product. Not Apex Legends, not another game in the Titanfall universe, an actual successor to Titanfall 2 that was clearly slept on for a lot of people back in the day, because it got released in between two of the biggest titles of all time. So it just got squashed, and now it's finally getting the resurgence it finally deserved. While yes, I still think hackers are an issue, and there's even modded lobbies, I believe, and it's something along the lines of Venice Unleashed, or is it Venice Unleashed specifically?
I know that was in Battlefield.
2?
I'm not sure about here.
I know that's Battlefield, but there's something along the lines of that where it basically, if you want to play Titanfall 2 without hackers and actual server browsers and admins that watch over the servers, you can go play that route as well too. I'm pretty sure someone in chat will let me know. Might let me know exactly what that is. But yeah, no, Titanfall 2. I'm excited that it's getting player base, and again, that I think that helps your claim of a possible Titanfall 3, because clearly people want it. People want the game. People, it has even, I still think to this day, Titanfall 2 has some of the best movement in any FPS.
Oh, dude, it's so smooth.
And that's a futuristic looking game. You know, it's that's the whole point. And I think it combines so many cool aspects. It has your first person shooter elements. It has your mech, battle elements. It has really nice game modes as well too. I remember seeing like the little like game modes that were connected to the storyline as well too, especially in Titanfall when it first came out. Man, it just felt like you were fighting, for your current faction. You were like into the fight. You felt like a part of it, and it's just the whole idea behind my Titanfall 2, let alone the campaign for Titanfall 2 was great. Oh my god. Like, I've played it multiple times and I will never get over the ending, which I don't know if I can spoil it if it's such an old game.
I've never played it, but I own the game.
And I'm not gonna. I highly recommend then trying out the single player campaign. It is so good.
Okay, I think I'm ready to make my case, Blue.
Go for it.
My conspiracy theory. So, as some of you may know, Titanfall 2 has been absolutely popping off Steam charts wise. I have that pulled up before you now. For those of you listening at home, or on the road, or at work, we love you, by the way. And it's sitting at around 21,000 peak players a day. So, a lot. Why is that, Crash? Well, you know what? Glad you asked. The game just recently got several updates. They quietly fixed the server. So for a while, you couldn't even get to a server. Like Blue was talking about, there was some exploits or some cheaters. It was weird. It was like deemed also unsafe to play. I feel like there were some hackers that could like reverse engineer the connections, get into your PC. Oh my God,
they were getting your personal information.
Yeah, so that's actually been fixed now, and it's allegedly safely to get into. They also fixed a bunch of bugs, like map exploits that have been in the game for years at this point, and some of those things are getting fixed. Now the playlists are also getting their rotational updates too, so that's back online, and they're kind of just fixing the game and getting it back to where it was. Players have came back. It's on a 90% off sale right now. And a lot of people are playing this at least on PC. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is there's also some interesting Easter eggs in there. I'm not going to get too much into them, but some of them are like the Unix time codes for the release and stuff. This could be teasing a couple different things. I could be getting excited for potentially a Titanfall 3 one day. At the same time, this could also be a season teaser for the next Apex season, where I would assume they would do a nod to Titanfall. But now let me bring up a tweet, an X, okay, a post on X made by, let's see, who is this guy? Crash, FPS Crash. Oh, it's me. So after the last earnings call from EA, Laura Miele, President EA Entertainment Technology and Central Development. That's the lady, if you might know that name. That's the lady that said 2042 was way ahead of schedule. So whatever she says is gospel. She said, this is from the EA earnings call. We see really strong potential in further storytelling in additional modalities in genre play. Remember, Apex is set in the Titanfall world. There is a lot of demand and interest in this universe. So EA does recognize that there is a lot of interest and potential in the Titanfall franchise. They could make some money from it. That makes me think that they probably will. They should. And that, it could potentially mean like just something along the lines of, like Titanfall Apex crossover or something like that. But it also could mean like maybe they're testing stuff out to see how many people are like still interested in this franchise by at least fixing it and getting it normal. Now, that being said, EA, since you fixed this game, please fix Battlefield 5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have that on my desk next week. Or
don't let Titanfall 3 become 2042.
Yeah, that's true. Don't try to
don't ruin a good formula.
But would a new Titanfall game survive with today's multiplayer arena shooter landscape? I think if
XDefiant can do well or have the hype behind it, I feel like Titanfall could. I think Titanfall's different enough where it can stand on its own 2 feet. When I've been thinking, and again, trying to rip off the nostalgia glasses from me, I think even now clearly you see it's the older version. It's still standing on its own 2 feet in its own merit.
Yeah. I do want to play it again. I actually reinstalled it today. So I'm.
Ooh, I might hit you up with that thing because I would love to. That's a FPS game I can get a fast. Here's the thing too. I was a big fan of Battlefield more than I was Call of Duty, but I loved, in my opinion, Titanfall more than I did Call of Duty. At least when it became the futuristic Call of Duty, especially with Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, and stuff like that. I'd rather play Titanfall 2 in that futuristic genre of FPS games than I would Call of Duty.
Yeah, I want to check it out, Blackout. I'm probably going to get destroyed because last time I played it, I was a controller. I was a controller Andy.
Dude, same. Last time I played it, I was still playing controller on my PC.
Yeah.
I just wasn't used to it.
So jetpacks, wall running on keyboard and mouse might be weird. It might be real weird.
It might be good. It might be good.
But yeah, it was just really cool to see that many people into it, and it's neat to see. I feel like gamers and players are like speaking with their time, like it's kind of seeing a resurgence by word of mouth. They didn't really announce these updates. People just kind of slowly figured it out. And by word of mouth, this game on the Steam platform, let's add that caveat, but on the Steam platform has almost double the amount of peak players as Battlefield 2042 right now. So just take that for what it's worth. People are kind of speaking with their minds, and hopefully EA is listening, because I think a lot of people would really like a Titanfall 3. And if you guys remember what happened to Titanfall 2, man, it was released right between Call of Duty and right between Battlefield 1, like right between those two behemoths and juggernauts, and it didn't get the spotlight that I and many people felt like it deserved. So it's really cheap right now, and it's active, and you can play it again. So if you're looking for something to hold you over until Modern Warfare Roman numeral 3,
it's not on sale anymore.
Check it out. It's not on sale. I lied, and I'm a terrible podcast host. Is what I said. Exactly what I said.
I want to just double check, and it's honestly, maybe you get the franchise, but no, not even.
It's not on sale
It's
anymore.
I mean it's $30
Oh,
currently,
what is it on the EA app?
or it is EA Play. So even if you just want to test it for a month, you know, just $4.99 if you want to just see if it's right for you, you can do that as well too. And
Oh,
it's also the Ultimate Edition with EA Play.
okay. It's on sale on EA app. It's $2.99.
Oh, it's on EA. Okay, it's on sale there. Not.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have I already have EA Play. Even
Yeah.
better.
So right now, the Ultimate Edition on the EA app on EA.com is $2.99 for the Ultimate Edition.
Okay, so I see. Oh, 2000. But then if you have the EA Play, it's $2.69.
You save 30 cents.
Hell yeah! Call me the deal master.
So let's break that down even a little bit more further beyond you being the deal master. Is that it's not even like super cheap on sale on Steam where those player counts are coming from. It's super cheap and on sale on the EA app, and we're not even reporting those numbers. So I feel like there's a lot of people playing it.
The EA app.
It's dog shit.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Me as a person was like, man, I don't think Origin can get any worse. And EA was like, oh, okay, challenge accepted. And then they came out with the EA app, and it is complete and utter dog shit. It's terrible. Not that I want to play any of their games. So
how is it counting on Steam charts if it's through EA Play? Even though, is it because
that's just
EA
Steam
Play is connected with Steam?
No, it's not. If you buy it on the EA app, it's not. So that's just Steam players coming back because they're hearing that it's active again.
So maybe even double that.
You could probably say that, yeah.
I could say, yeah. I think you could safely say double that, especially if it's on sale for that cheap.
Yeah. A lot of people playing it. A lot of people playing it. I feel like this happens every once in a while when they fix the game. So it's kind of crazy like to see it happen, because I know we've talked about this. I'm curious
how long it's going to be like this.
Yeah. It'd be something to keep an eye on.
Because it is an old game. True. And you do feel it in certain moments, especially with some of the graphics and the textures. And again, I haven't played it yet, so I'm installing it right now.
And you also get a shitload of frames. So that's how you feel it too.
That's true. That's true. You know what? I didn't have this beast of a PC when I first played it. I was playing it on console, so no more 30 FPS for me, baby.
Right, you're dialed in. So yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah, but I and like Rain says in chat, like it's the perfect thing to tide you over till COD. Like if you're into that kind of fast-paced arena shooter, perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. You have any quick shots?
I got one quick shot. Quick shot! As I literally get flashbanged again by another, obviously plain white screen.
Flashbang out.
Flashbang out. Ding! Oh my god! Have you seen those things on Twitch streams and people put those as like alerts?
Yeah.
And it actually like will flashbang.
Yeah. Not happening on my Twitch stream. Sorry, boys.
$100, put it in. Someone pays you, tips you $100.
Okay, maybe. All right, yeah, maybe. Okay.
Someone will do it. Anyways, so we have for Star Citizen news. It's been a while since I've really looked into the game and kept up with it. So there was Pirate Week, which apparently, if you like pirating other players, stealing cargo and stuff like that, that is a thing you can do. Jump Town is coming back on September 21st. So that's just a big PvP event that everyone loves to get into. It's just ship battles, FPS fights when the game works. That's kind of caveat all this with when the game works. Excuse me. And then you have Alpha 320 coming to the live servers apparently tomorrow, which again, it was like, hey, we're gonna put this on the public test server, we're gonna check it out. All right, cool. Oh, all right, it's going live. What? Just out of nowhere. And it's a big moment, especially for older Star Citizen players, because Port Olisar, if you guys know what that is for Star Citizen guys, is the first, I believe, port around the first planet, Crusader. the gas giant, and it's going to be destroyed and replaced with Seraphim Station. So apparently, if you haven't seen what that looks like, and if you want to go visit it for the last time, you can go visit it one more time before it gets destroyed. And I mean, I don't know if there's going to be like an event or it's just going to be like, boop, there it is, new space station. But that also includes their new persistent hangars, their long-term persistence, and their cargo ships, which are these giant, huge, like whole, I believe it's the whole sea is what it's called, and it's going to be this giant ship that basically you can haul cargo, all kinds of cool stuff. And then on top of that, there was a video that came out, and they were showcasing their like standard, I would say, what's the word? Is that my gameplay that you're showing, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were showing their like hangers, their customizable hangers and stuff like that. Dude, like it looks so good. And on top of that, finally, I guess their long awaited, what's the word? Squadron 42 is getting closer to the final process or final, you know, end goal, I guess you can say. So again, it's kind of just like, we'll believe it when we see it, but we'll see if that it becomes a thing. Because I mean, dude, I don't know if you ever seen Squadron 42 or the trailers for it, but you had like like triple A or a high tier, was it like A tier celebrities with that trailer? They had Mark Hamill, was it Mark Strong, um oh my god, there's so many other people that are apparently in the game. So I'm curious how that's going to be. um and yeah, I'm just excited because this is just one step closer to eventually, the next iteration of Star Citizen. So yeah, that's kind of just a little quick shot. I'm excited to get back in Star Citizen and really get the difference between Starfield and Star Citizen as well.
You got to make that
So
video, man.
I am going to make that video, especially now with the release of 320.
Cool. Yeah. I want to see that. So like you gotta give Starfield its chance. So because there's some good stuff about it.
I gotta definitely gotta put some more time, get out of New Atlantis. I did watch a video recently from a player 2. He was like, how long can you survive, or like, can you earn this many credits by not leaving New Atlantis and just continue, doing stuff there. So, and then he, I don't know, did a bunch of different stuff. So I ain't watched too much because I don't want to get spoiled.
Right. Dude, yeah. I think that would be a banger video. I think it would do really well, and it'd be super interesting for someone who's played both.
I'm incorporating the green screen from that, and I'm putting myself in the cockpit.
Oh yeah. Yep. Perfect. Yes.
Ooh, I'll get the chair and I can turn around. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. How did you get on my ship?
Welcome to my ship. Yes. You have to, man. You have to do the didn't see you there. Perfect.
Didn't see you there. I'm totally doing that.
Yep. Better. Heard it here first. Man, yeah, I don't have much else.
That's pretty much it. No, can't think of any other games. Oh, you know what? Another quick shot, and it's just kind of sad. World War III released a new game mode.
All right, guys, thanks for coming by the podcast this week. Appreciate it.
Oh, jeez.
I saw that they added hardcore. I think I saw Tacti made a video about it or something.
Hardcore. Yeah, I was very surprised when I saw him make a video on it. I was like convinced that no one would talk about it. Yeah, they made a hardcore attack ops, which is, it's like, it's right. I mean, I'm still waiting to see what their HVT game mode this month will be, which
we're all waiting. Yeah,
September 30th, knowing them. They say, oh, it comes out September. Yeah, but the last 2 days of September. Yeah. That's and it sucks because then I look at the blueprints for like the leaf spray. Oh, hey buddy.
Shout out.
Okay. Shout out to my little boy.
Shout out Mini Blue.
Hey, Blue. Hi, buddy. Go close the door. Go close the door. I see he loves that he's into Minecraft and he just always wants to show me Minecraft stuff.
Kid on the set. Baby on the set.
Yeah, baby on the set. But I was looking at the cosmetics, like the leaf sprayed weapons, and they look good. But then I requoted them and I was just like, guys, as much as I love that she's still working on the game, no one's playing this.
Yeah. Yeah. What's funny to me is a lot of things are funny to me. One of the things that are funny to me about that game is like, dude, they're still like trickling out content, like they're doing teases and stuff for it. It's like, dude, you guys need to send a Hail Mary immediately. It's like you added hardcore tac ops. Yeah, that should have been there like 4 fucking years ago. Like, what are you doing? You don't trickle feed content. You don't tease shit when you don't have a community. You need to make waves. You need to put everything you have into that game for one last effort if you have any hope of making it work out. But we talked about it on the show like a couple weeks ago, how they're already looking for a lead gameplay designer for a new shooter. So I mean, as soon as and then like you added, once their publisher deal is over, it's probably going to be toast.
I got another thing for you, actually. Another quick shot. Sorry, I got one more quick shot for you. It's for your favorite hunting game.
What?
What's your favorite hunting game right now?
I haven't played a hunting game, but it's like Call of the Wild.
No, it's Dead Side. I was making.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did see a big update. I downloaded our seed.
Shout out Loaf. I just saw him in chat. What's up, brother? Yeah, I need to get back into this game as well too. I've been like away from just gaming in general, but a lot of good stuff coming out. Especially they got, this was what was it? Today actually they released for the PTS and the public test server. A lot of the fishing stuff. There's your duck calls. There you go. A lot of apparently they got an AI rebalance. Dude, that sounds just like the game. That's crazy.
I know. You gotta add a special edition crash duck call to the game. Man.
They could do it. Like they could do that. I need a BlueTheRobot skin in there or something. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Something. If World War III couldn't do it for me, maybe Dead Side can.
Man, I gotta rebuild my base by my duck hole and just.
I will say I did shut down the server only, but I will bring it back up. I mean, because no one was playing it; it was dead. So, but I'll bring it back up after the test version comes to the live servers. I'll bring it back up we'll see for another month, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming out. And what do you think about the safe zone getting its safeness turned off?
Is that happening?
It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be the community is gonna be a server option.
No.
So it can basically you can have a little safe zone, and all of a sudden be like, all right, all hell breaks loose, just total anarchy. You can fight in the safe zone with the traders and everything.
Yeah, I think that what's up, Buff? I think that defeats the purpose of the safe zone. So you just have to call it the zone, the dead zone, death, destruction, anarchy zone. I don't think that would work so good.
I think it'll be funny.
Blood everywhere.
Wait, 0.7.0. Oh, it's actually been released.
Well, yeah, because I when I got back on the grid and I kicked on my computer and my Windows is like, where have you been? I need updated. Steam had like a 900 megabyte update.
I'm launching the server again. All right.
I have it downloaded and ready to go. Fishing is in there too. So I'm just gonna be fishing and hunting over by my spot. So that's it.
But now apparently there's a damage direction indicator as well too. They got AI can now do suppressive fire, which is crazy to hear of. So apparently looks like they will be the main thing was of course the instant 180 headshot. I'm reading it right now by an AI using a Mosin. So apparently they hope that a lot of that stuff gets changed and stuff like that. Flanking is going to be cool. I'm excited for that. it's just the AI definitely was the biggest downfall or letdown of the game for a lot of people. I didn't mind it. It was more just like cannon fodder. Um, More so, it was more the PvP was the point. But
Yeah, I think they I feel like the AI in that game like served their purpose. Like around the bosses and like those treasure chest things that are walking down the street you can see on the map. Like those were tough. Like, but the AI looked really rigid and weird animation wise, but I thought the difficulty was reasonable, is what I'm trying to say in a stupid convoluted way. Um, like I felt like the bosses and stuff and around some of the supply drops were pretty tough. Like you had to get in a good position and try to take them out, but they weren't that
well, now they
immersive.
even have smoke grenades now, and apparently that got fixed in 0.7.0. Then it had kinds of different smoke grenades. It was really cool. And it's just, yeah, that was the last time I covered that side, was when they introduced smoke grenades. So I need to get back into it. So apparently the update's out now. So apparently Steam bugged out and was showing that it was on the public test server, when in reality it's actually out. So
Yeah, no, I got a big update for it. It's downloaded, it's installed. I'm there. I'm in it.
yep, I'm there. I will get the server up running, if not tonight and tomorrow for sure, because a lot of cool stuff to check out. So
All right then.
yep, all right.
Man, we had some
Cool.
quick shots for real this time.
Yeah, and they literally happened quickly.
And they were shots.
And they were shots, quick shots.
All right, guys. I think that's a program. Shout out to everybody stopping by. Appreciate it. Love it. I will try to get this process downloaded, rendered, uploaded by tonight, so the audio only listeners can get that quickly. And yeah, we'll see what happens this week with everything going on. We'll keep our eye on Titanfall. Keep an eye out for Modern Warfare stuff. Keep an eye out for anything going on with shooting video games. We might do this. I don't know. It might be old news by then. I didn't even talk about the Tarkov drama. There's some crazy Tarkov drama.
We'll save that. We'll definitely save that for sure.
We'll come back to that if there's nothing else to talk about. Yeah. I love you guys. See you in 6.84 days. And if you want to support the program, be a friend, tell a friend, bring someone back with you next week, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.